In a Kyiv parking lot, 5 silenced shots shattered the air, leaving Ukraine's elite SBU commander Ivan Voronich dead. This was a calculated strike by a Russian hit squad, a devastating blow to Ukraine's intelligence operations. But Ukraine didn't hesitate within days. They hunted down and eliminated the assassins. This is the story of a brutal assassination, Ukraine's swift retaliation, and the escalating shadow war between Russia and Ukraine that's shaping the conflict's future. Welcome to Military Stories. Let's dive in. On July 10, 2025. At approximately 10 a.m., Ivan Voronich, a high-ranking commander in Ukraine's Security Service SBU, stepped out of a residential building in Kyiv, bags in hand. Without warning, a man approached, drew a silenced pistol, and fired 5 shots. Voronich collapsed, dead before he hit the ground. The assassin vanished into the chaos. The attack, executed in broad daylight, stunned Ukraine, the SBU and Kyiv. Police launched an immediate investigation, deploying special forces, dog handlers, and forensic teams to the scene. CBS News reported that the assassins had precise coordinates of Voronich's location, raising suspicions of a leak within the SBU. The killers had spent days, possibly weeks, studying Voronich's routines, his daily routes, his habits, zeroing in on the parking lot as the perfect ambush point. This wasn't a spontaneous hit. It was a meticulously planned operation by Russia's FSB, the SBU, led by Lieutenant General Vasil Malyuk, moved with ruthless efficiency. By July 13th, just 3 days later, they had identified the culprits, a foreign couple, Akani Gulizet, born 1981, and Naman Gulva, born 1991, operating under FSB orders. Wanted alerts were issued hours after the assassination, and the SBU's counterintelligence operatives cornered the duo in a Kyiv hideout. A fierce firefight ensued, leaving both assassins dead. The SBU released a chilling statement. This morning, a special operation neutralized FSB agents who resisted elimination. They revealed the couple had been tasked with monitoring Voronich, establishing his schedule, and receiving coordinates and a silenced pistol from their Russian handlers. A video posted to X showed the aftermath, briefly displaying the bodies of Gulizet and Golva's stark warning to Russia. Ukraine had struck back, but the loss of Voronich was a heavy price. Ivan Voronich wasn't just another intelligence officer, he was one of Ukraine's most formidable spies. Joining the SBU in the mid-1990s, his career was a masterclass in covert operations, working alongside the CIA. With technical support from American intelligence, Voronich orchestrated high-profile assassinations, including the 2016 killing of Motorola Pavlov, a key Russian proxy commander in Donbas. This strike disrupted Russia's separatist efforts in 2014, costing Putin a critical figurehead. But Voronich's greatest triumph came in August 2024, when he masterminded Ukraine's audacious Kursk invasion. Ukrainian forces crossed into Russia, seizing 82 to 93 settlements and over 450 square miles of territory, the first invasion of Russian soil since World War II. This humiliated Putin, exposing his military's weaknesses and mocking his so-called red lines. Ukraine's Ministry of Defense claims Russia lost 60 to 1,400 soldiers retaking Kursk, a staggering toll that weakened Putin's broader offensive. Voronich operated in the grey zone between front lines, leading the initial border crossing that made Kursk a turning point. His death was Putin's revenge for years of setbacks. While the Ukraine-Russia war's front lines dominate headlines, a covert shadow war rages between their secret services. Ukraine has long held the upper hand, executing daring operations, like Spiderweb, which used FPV drones to destroy $7 billion in Russian air assets across 4 airfields. Though unconfirmed, Voronich likely played a role in such missions. Ukraine's track record includes assassinating Russian generals in Moscow, one in April 2024 via car bomb, another earlier that year, and the head of Russia's chemical weapons unit, Igor Kirillov, with a scooter bomb. These strikes forced Putin to admit, per CBS News, that Russia's internal security was failing. But Voronich's assassination shows Russia's FSB is stepping up. Penetrating Kyiv to kill a high-value target like Voronich required unprecedented sophistication, suggesting a shift in Russia's focus. Ukraine's rapid elimination of the hit squad proves its intelligence prowess, but the breach raises questions. Was there an SBU leak? How did Russian operatives operate undetected in Kyiv? This tit-for-tat battle is escalating. In June 2025, the SBU arrested an FSB agent embedded in Ukraine's National Guard, feeding coordinates for Russian airstrikes. Days later, Russia claimed to have foiled a Ukrainian plot in Crimea. Both sides are intensifying arrests, sabotage, and assassinations in the grey zones. Voronich's death is a significant blow to Ukraine. Euromaidan press notes that his decades of operational expertise are irreplaceable. He was a linchpin in Ukraine's clandestine successes, from Kursk to proxy assassinations. Yet, the SBU remains a powerhouse, as evidenced by its swift retaliation. Ukraine will likely bolster security for key operatives and President Volodymyr Zelensky while probing for internal leaks. Russia's success, though, signals a new phase in the shadow war. The FSB's ability to strike in Kyiv shows it can target Ukraine's core, not just the front lines. Ukraine's Ministry of Defense claims Russia has lost over 1.03 million soldiers in the broader war. To more deaths for Voronich's life was a trade Putin was willing to make. Ukraine is expected to respond with another high-profile strike, likely targeting a Russian general to reassert dominance. Japan's recent provision of satellite intelligence, giving Ukraine real-time data on Russian troop movements, could amplify its next move. The SBU isn't in disarray, but Voronich's loss stings. His strategic brilliance shaped Ukraine's edge in the shadow war, and replacing him will be tough. Still, the SBU's track record neutralizing the hit squad in 3 days shows its resilience. Ukraine will tighten security protocols, hunt for vulnerabilities, and likely escalate covert operations to deter further Russian strikes. The Shadow War's rules are fluid, evolving with each strike and counterstrike. Ukraine's successes, from Spiderweb to Kursk, have given it leverage, but Russia's bold move in Kyiv proves it's adapting. The next few months could see more assassinations, arrests, and sabotage as both sides vie for supremacy in this hidden battlefield. The assassination of Ivan Voronich was a rare Russian victory in the Shadow War, but Ukraine's swift justice shows it's far from defeated. As this covert conflict escalates, the stakes are higher than ever. Will Ukraine's next strike shift the balance? How will Russia respond? For the latest on the Ukraine-Russia war, subscribe to Military Stories and check out our video on Japan's game-changing satellite support for Ukraine. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think this means for the war? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Don't miss our deep dive into Operation Spiderweb and other Ukraine-Russia developments. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join our community for more military insights.